Look at your car right now. Really look at it. There's a good chance there's at least one dent sitting somewhere on that body. A door ding from a parking lot, a hail strike from last spring, maybe a little love tap from a fender bender that you've just been living with because fixing it felt too expensive or too complicated. Today, that changes. This is a full, updated step-by-step guide on removing dents and restoring a body panel back to factory condition. Smooth, painted, polished, and looking like it never got touched. We're covering 2 different dent removal methods: professional body filler application, color-matched spray painting at home, and a complete wet sand, compound, and polish sequence to get that deep, rich, glossy finish. This is the 2026 updated version, more detailed than ever, with a refined process and newer product recommendations based on feedback from thousands of people who've done this job using previous versions of this guide. Whether you're touching a car for the first time or you've done bodywork before, there's something valuable in here for you. One thing before we dive in. This is a real job that takes real time. Don't expect to knock this out in an afternoon. A proper dent repair done correctly, including paint cure time, takes a couple of days. But the result you get at the end is absolutely worth it. Let's get started. Section 1. Understanding your dents. Before you buy anything or pick up sandpaper, spend a few minutes studying the damage. Not all dents are the same, and the method you use depends entirely on what you're working with. Type 1 is a shallow, gradual dent. Parking lot dings, hail, minor impacts. No sharp creases. Paint is mostly intact. These are strong candidates for paintless dent repair, which we'll cover first. Type 2 is a deeper, sharper dent from a more significant hit. There's a visible crease or fold in the metal, the surrounding area is uneven, and the paint is almost always cracked or chipping inside the dent. These need body filler and paint. There's no shortcut here. Take your time with the assessment. Hold a straight edge flat against the panel to find subtle waves you might not see straight on. Use natural sunlight at different angles and watch how the light reflects. Any distortion in that reflection reveals the true boundary of the damage, which almost always extends further than the obvious dent. Mark everything with a washable paint pen or photograph it clearly, from multiple angles before you touch anything. One thing people consistently underestimate is how wide a dent actually is. That small crease you see might have a ring of slightly depressed metal around it that extends 3 or 4 inches in every direction. If you don't account for that in your repair, you'll end up with a subtle wave in the panel that shows up the moment light hits it at the right angle. Take the time to find the full boundary of every dent before you start. Section 2. Tools and materials. Get everything together before you start. Stopping mid-job to run to the store kills your momentum and can ruin materials that have already been opened and mixed. Here's the full list. Paintless Dent Repair. A PDR kit with multiple pulling tab sizes. Plus, a rubber-tipped tap-down hammer for correcting any high spots you accidentally create. Body filler. Professional 2-part body filler with cream hardener. Skip the cheap single-component stuff. It shrinks as it cures, and you'll spend more time chasing the repair than doing it. You'll also need glazing putty for surface imperfections once the main filler is blocked down. Sandpaper. 80, 180, 320, 400, 1000, 1500, 2000, 3000, and 5000 grit. Every step in that sequence matters and cannot be skipped. A solid sanding block is non-negotiable for flat panels. A kitchen sponge wrapped in sandpaper works well for curved areas. Cleaning and prep. Isopropyl alcohol at 70% or higher, soapy water in a spray bottle, clean lint-free rags, tack cloth, and a plastic trim removal tool. Painting. Automotive primer in a spray can, a color-matched base coat, and an automotive 2K clear coat. The 2K clear has a built-in hardener that activates before use. It's significantly more durable and UV-resistant than standard rattle can clear, and much closer to what a professional shop sprays. Finishing. Automotive compound, a mid-grade polish, and a final finishing polish. Foam or microfiber buffing pads. A dual-action polisher dramatically speeds this up and improves results. But if you don't have one, this absolutely can be done by hand. Safety. N95 dust mask at minimum for all sanding. Safety glasses throughout, and critically, a full-face respirator with organic vapor filters for all spray painting, especially the 2K clear coat, which contains isocyanates that cause serious respiratory damage. This is not optional. Section 3. Paintless Dent Repair. For shallow dents with no crease and intact paint, always try paintless repair first. When it works, you skip the entire filler and paint process and save yourself hours of work. Clean the surface with soapy water and wipe it dry. The surface must be oil-free for the hot glue to bond properly to the paint. Heat your glue gun to full temperature. Select a pulling tab slightly smaller than the center of the dent. Apply a generous amount of hot glue to the face of the tab and press it firmly into the center of the dent. Hold it steady for a full minute while the glue cools and sets. A weak bond means poor results. Attach the slide hammer. Brace one hand flat against the panel for stability and pull with smooth, controlled strokes. You're looking for gradual outward movement, not a single violent yank. Pull a small amount, check your progress, and pull a little more. Overpulling is the most common mistake. If you go past flush and create a high spot, don't panic. Remove the tab by rolling it off carefully rather than ripping it off sharply, and use your rubber tap-down hammer to gently knock the high spot back to level. Work gradually and check your progress constantly. Expect multiple tabs and multiple sessions on your first attempt. Patience is what separates a decent result from a great one here. If after several attempts the dent still isn't flat, or if you can feel even a slight crease in the metal, or if the paint has started to show stress, stop. Move to body filler. Recognizing when to change methods is part of doing this job well. Section 4. Prepping for body filler. Prep work is what separates a repair that lasts years from one that fails in months. Great filler on poor prep will crack, lift, and fail. Take this stage seriously. Remove trim. Use your plastic trim tool to carefully pry off any moldings, badges, or trim pieces along the panel. You'll be painting the entire panel, so every edge needs to be exposed and clean. Plastic clips often break on older vehicles. Order replacements before you start so you have them ready for reassembly. Clean the panel. Spray the whole thing down with soapy water to lift road grime, oils, and wax residue. Wipe clean with a lint-free rag and let it dry completely. Map the full damage. Use the sunlight reflection method and a straight edge to trace the full boundary of each dent, including the surrounding displaced metal. Mark it clearly. Sand to bare metal. With 80 grit wrapped around a kitchen sponge, sand each marked area until you have shiny, paint-free bare metal inside the dent and about an inch of bare metal surrounding it. Run a fingertip inside the deepest part. No paint, no primer, just clean, smooth metal. Body filler bonds to bare metal. Filler applied over paint or primer will eventually delaminate. Final wipe down. Wipe the entire sanded area with isopropyl alcohol on a clean rag. This removes all sanding dust and any skin oils transferred during handling. Let the alcohol fully evaporate. Give it 10 to 15 minutes before applying filler. Section 5. Mixing and applying. Body filler. Body filler is a two-part product, and the mixing ratio is critical. Too little hardener leaves you with soft, rubbery filler that never fully cures. Too much, and it sets before you finish spreading it. Most quality products include a printed mixing guide. Use it. Pour out your filler onto a clean, non-absorbent surface. A piece of plastic sheet or a plastic bag over cardboard works perfectly. Add the correct length bead of hardener. Now mix using a folding motion, not stirring. Stirring traps air bubbles in the filler that become pinholes in the cured surface, which means extra work later. Fold by scooping the mixture up and pressing it flat repeatedly until there are 0 streaks of hardener color remaining. About 30 seconds of focused folding is all it takes. Apply in 2 or 3 thin layers. The first layer goes on with firm pressure, really pushing the filler into the bare metal to displace any trapped air and maximize adhesion. This is your bonding coat. Keep it thin and press hard. The following layers build the fill up to just above the surrounding panel surface. A gentle crown is what you're after, not a pile. More material simply means more to sand off, but it also gives you a safety margin so you don't sand into a low spot. Work fast. Once the filler starts going stiff, stop. Don't try to rework it. You'll create ridges and tearing. Let it cure fully, sand it back, and apply a fresh batch over any areas that need more filling. Room temperature cure time is roughly 15 minutes. Section 6. Section 6. Sanding the body filler. Filler cure check. Press a fingernail into it firmly. If it leaves no mark and feels completely solid, it's ready to sand. Start with 80 grit on a flat sanding block. The block is mandatory for flat panels. Freehand pressure creates finger-shaped low spots that will haunt you later. Sand in an X pattern, diagonal strokes crossing in 2 directions to level the material evenly from all angles. Check with your bare hand after every few passes. Your hand detects transitions your eyes can't. When you can sweep your palm across the repair in every direction without feeling any bump or dip, you've reached flush. Switch to 180 grit and expand the sanding area. Work 6 to 12 inches beyond the filler edges into the surrounding paint. This step feathers the repair into the panel and removes those deep 80 grit scratches before they get sealed under primer. It's what makes the transition invisible. Wipe with alcohol and inspect under good lighting for low spots. These are normal and expected at this stage. Mark them clearly before moving on. Section 7. Glazing putty. Glazing putty works exactly like body filler, but at a finer level. It's specifically designed for the surface imperfections that remain after block sanding. Low spots, pinholes, and slight irregularities that body filler can't address cleanly. Mix it the same way. Fresh mixing surface, correct hardener ratio, folding technique only. Apply a thin layer over any low spots and across the full repair area, pressing firmly and leaving a slight crown. Cure time is 15 minutes. Then sand with 320 grit using long, smooth strokes that extend well past the edges of the repair. Keep checking with your hand. When there's no detectable transition anywhere across the repair, no high edge, no low center, nothing, you're ready for the next step. If small pinholes are still visible after 320 grit, address them now with a tiny fresh batch of putty. Do not move forward hoping primer will cover them. It won't. Section 8. Final sanding. Before paint. With all repairs. Feeling perfect? Sand the entire panel to give paint a consistent surface to bond to. You're no longer focused just on the repair areas. You're treating the whole panel now. First pass. 320 grit over everything. This scuffs the existing paint uniformly and removes any remaining deeper scratches from earlier work. Second pass. 400 grit over everything. After this, if you can clearly see any scratch with your eye, it will be visible through the paint. Fix it now. Blow all dust off with a leaf blower or compressed air. Final alcohol wipe. Let it evaporate fully. Then take your tack cloth and lightly wipe down the entire panel to lift any remaining particles that settled while you worked. You're about to spray paint. Everything on that surface from this point forward will be sealed in permanently. Section 9. Paint code and masking. Find your vehicle's paint code before ordering anything. On most cars, it's printed on a sticker inside the driver's door jamb. Some manufacturers place it under the hood on the radiator support or strut tower. Search your make, model, and year if you can't find it. Take that code to an automotive paint supplier and order a color-matched base coat in a spray can. Mask everything adjacent to the panel you're painting. Tape off glass, rubber seals, the surrounding panels, and any chrome or plastic trim using automotive masking tape and plastic sheeting. Pull tape edges tight and flat. Any gap in paint will bleed under it. For trim that runs along the panel edge, tuck the tape underneath rather than running it along the top surface. This gives paint access to the true edge of the panel and makes the result look far more professional. Set up some kind of shelter if you can. A pop-up canopy, a tarp on poles, anything to reduce wind and block airborne particles from landing in your wet paint. Section 10. Priming. Shake the primer can for a full minute. Hold it 10 to 12 inches from the panel with the nozzle moving at a constant pace and lay down a thin first coat over all bare metal and filler. This seals the repair against moisture and gives the color coat a surface to grip. Second coat a few minutes later, extending slightly further outward to blend into the surrounding paint. Third coat over the same area, feathering the edges even wider. Once the primer is dry to the touch, lightly sand the entire primed area with 400 grit to knock down any texture or orange peel the can introduced. Wipe with your tack cloth before touching a color can. Section 11. Base coat. Shake the can for a full minute. Hold it about 10 inches from the panel and move in smooth, steady horizontal passes, starting and ending each pass just off the edge of the panel to avoid buildup at the borders. First coat is thin and slightly translucent. That's correct. You're building a foundation, not covering in one pass. Second coat after the first flashes off, then a third. By coat 3, you should have full, even color coverage across the panel. A fourth thin coat is fine if any areas look uneven. If your color is metallic or pearl, shake the can frequently throughout every coat to keep the flake particles suspended. Uneven suspension means patchy metallic distribution that will be clearly visible in the finished result. Follow the flash-off time on the can before moving to clear. Section 12. 2K Clear Coat. The 2K Clear is a two-component product, clear coat and hardener stored separately inside the same can. To activate, remove the bottom cap, press it over the activation pin on the underside, and push firmly until it releases. Shake vigorously for 2 full minutes to mix the components. Once activated, you're on the clock, typically a few hours before the product thickens past usable. Plan to finish the panel in one session. First coat, thin and even, adhesion layer. Second coat, noticeably heavier, you should see the surface turn wet and glossy under the clear. Third Third coat, your heaviest pass. You're building enough clear coat thickness to survive wet sanding later without cutting through to the base coat. Every coat should be run-free. Patience between coats, not speed, is what prevents runs. Full cure, 24 hours minimum before wet sanding. The clear will seem dry long before that, but wet sanding on undercured clear causes tearing and milky cloudiness that's very difficult to fix. Section 13. Wet sanding. After 24 hours, the clear is firm, but still slightly soft. This is the best window. Fully hardened clear requires much more aggressive cutting to level. Keep a spray bottle of soapy water in hand and use it constantly. Dry sanding clear coat generates heat that hazes and damages the surface. Start with 1000 grit on a sanding sponge. Spray the panel wet. Sand in consistent overlapping passes across the whole panel section by section, and wipe periodically to check progress. Move through 1500, 2000, 3000, and 5000 grit in sequence, keeping the surface wet at every stage. After 5000 grit, dry the panel and look at it. You should see a perfectly uniform matte haze with no individual scratches visible anywhere. No gloss, but completely consistent in texture. That's what you want. You've leveled every imperfection left by the spray can, and you're ready to compound from a clean, even baseline. Section 14. Compounding, polishing, and final finish. This stage is the transformation. Everything before it was preparation. This is where the result becomes visible. Compound. Apply to a foam cutting pad and work into the paint with medium to firm pressure using tight circular overlapping motions. Work in 2-foot sections so the compound doesn't dry before you've worked it in. It removes all wet sanding scratches. Wipe with a clean microfiber towel. The panel should now show a hazy semi-gloss. Polish. Clean pad, finer polish, medium pressure, same circular technique. This removes the scratches left by the compound and develops real, deep gloss. Wipe clean. Finishing polish. Soft pad, light pressure. This is your final pass. It removes micro-marring from the polish stage and brings the paint to its maximum depth and gloss. Wipe clean with a fresh microfiber towel. Inspect in direct sunlight or under a bright work light, rotating slowly. Any remaining dull areas or swirl marks, get another round of compound, polish, and finishing polish until the whole panel is uniform. Finish with automotive wax or a paint protection sealant to seal the surface and add UV resistance. Section 15. Reassembly and final check. Remove masking tape by pulling it back at a low angle, almost parallel to the panel surface. Pulling it straight out risks lifting the edge of the fresh paint. Slow and steady. Reinstall your trim pieces with the new plastic clips. New clips grip tighter than old worn ones. The trim will actually fit better than it did before you started. Final inspection in bright natural light, moving around the panel at multiple angles. Look for tape lines, unpolished patches, or any spots the compound didn't reach. Touch up anything that needs it. That's the full process from start to finish. Dent assessment, paintless repair for shallow damage, body filler and glazing putty for serious dents, primer, base coat, 2K clear, wet sanding, and a 3-stage polish to get that deep glossy result. It takes time, it takes patience. But when every step is done correctly, the end result is genuinely impressive, especially knowing you did it yourself at home with spray cans and hand tools. The things that matter most. Prep is everything and should never be rushed. Body filler mixing ratios directly affect the quality of the repair. Wet sanding is what makes a spray can paint job look professional. And the 2K clear coat respirator requirement is not a suggestion. If this guide helped you, drop a comment showing your result. Ask questions if anything trips you up. The people in this community are generous with their experience. And if you want to keep building your DIY skills, subscribe for more guides like this one. Now go fix that dent.